Hey, what's going on? Marine X back at it again. Listen, I've been saying for a while now that I really wanted to do a truck tool EDC. I've had a few of you guys comment and say, hey, like what exactly do you keep in your toolkit? And it's kind of one of those sip and see type of nights. Again, we did it with the dog bug out kit. Tonight is going to be a little bit of Chestnut Farms. Stuff's pretty good. I mean, I don't know if you know a lot about this, but if you ever get a chance, check this out. The bottles are pretty reasonably priced. It is 90 proof, so it's pretty smooth. It probably won't hold up very well in a mixed drink, but if you're just gonna drink it neat, this is the way to go. Would have did this outside, but A, it's already dark. B, it's kind of raining today. So I keep my tools in a Metabox. This thing's pretty big, right? It's a pack out system. It's Metabo's pack out system. Thing is, I think the thing is pretty nice. They're a German company. They're known for making some phenomenal tools. I've decided to go with them for my pack out system. Milwaukee was a strong contender. Stanley Black & Decker was a strong contender. You know, they both were pretty strong contenders, but the thing was, I wanted something that had the least width, and both Milwaukee, Stanley Black & Decker, Festool, all of them, the width was just a little bit longer. And as you guys know, I keep my tools in a Pelican case, but I want to be able to stack these on top of each other. I'm gonna do a review of this pack out system because it's really good, and I haven't seen any reviews on YouTube where it's an English speaker. Everybody's in freaking German and Russian. So I'll do a review specifically over their pack out system, where you can get it here in the States. This box itself can handle up to 245 pounds of gear. So that's always a good thing. My gear itself, you can kind of see it's full up towards the top. So first things I keep in here, a impact, a drill driver, and I also keep a little 12-volt angle grinder all in my box. And these are important. If I go to, I go to someone's house, or if I'm doing a different project, it's just good to have some tools that I can use. They're lithium ion batteries, so they hold their charge for quite a long time. I don't know if you can see that, but this thing is pretty full. I mean, I haven't charged this thing in 6 months. So Metabo makes a good 12-volt system. It was between Metabo and Skill, and I went with Metabo because of the warranty, and I also kind of like the power they were packing in their 12-volt systems. But Skill would be a good brand as well. Skill being made by Siobhan. So, and I keep an angle grinder in my kit as well. I don't have the blade loaded. The blade is right here. But if I get to my bug out location, or I get to any other location and I need to grind off a lock, hopefully the lock's not too heavy duty, but I can use an angle grinder, knock that out pretty easily. For my specific vehicle, now, this is what I keep in my toolbox. This has to do with experiences I had growing up, experiences as a young man. So I keep a Serpentine Belt in my kit because I've had Serpentine belts fail on me in the past. So now I'm just, in my mind, I keep very, very few spare parts to my truck. One of them is a Serpentine belt. That is the type of thing I can change on the fly. I have a breaker bar. It's a 1/2-inch breaker bar. I'm not sure how long this one is. I think it's probably around the 17, 18-inch marks, made by Blackhawk. But this would allow for me to break those heavier lug nuts or break any type of bolts underneath the engine. And then I can work on it with that impact drill driver. So in my kit, I have bought a lot of these bags that I can easily label, right? And I keep a lot of my tools labeled for a couple of reasons. One, I'm not digging around my toolbox with just tools all over the place. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, is trying to find a tool and it's opening up my toolbox and it just looking crazy, looking bananas. I'm not a fan of that. But two, I can write on these. and I can write on here with a Sharpie. I know what's in this bag. If I just need this bag, if I just need some pliers, boom, I can grab pliers. I know I'm rocking and rolling. So I keep in here. So this bag is full of pliers and adjustable wrenches. I got a 12-inch adjustable wrench. It's always nice to have that extra leverage power. An assortment of needle nose pliers, you know, a smaller adjustable wrench, some linesman's pliers, you never know, just different things that I could use to get leverage. I can let someone else use if they grow legs. It's not that big of a deal. A lot of my stuff is made, I tend to rely on Tecton and Vice Grip. I just like their brand for pliers. I think they work well. So, I mean, cutters and wire cutters and the channel locks, right? And these aren't the channel lock brand. This is Tecton, but, you know, keep a bag full of pliers. Keep a vice grip as well. Never know when you're gonna need a vice grip just for that extra leverage. So next of my labeled bags, screwdrivers and Allen keys. So it's not just screwdrivers themselves. I also have some pry bars in here with a striking mechanism. I can strike these as well. I have SAE and I have metric hex key or Allen keys. So I can pull these out just in case I need to manually, you know, I'm at someone's house, tighten something up or whatever. Then I have this screwdriver set, which I think I want to get another set of screwdrivers. This set is good. You know, it has the labels on the top. It clearly lets me know what's, you know, slotted, what's Phillips head. My issue is I just kind of wish this was a little bit thicker so I could use this for prying. I do have a pry bar, but it would be kind of nice if I had just a bigger slotted screwdriver set in here so I can use these as a prying mechanism. I have ratchets and extra wrenches. So I have open box wrenches. I have sets in here, but then I also keep extra of each set. Got this from Last Line of Defense. I liked his idea of being able to give somebody on a tool and it grown legs and you never seen it again, because it's just not really that big of a deal. In here, if I ever had to pull, you know, if I ever had my wheel lock up and I had to pull like a bearing, I keep specifically for my truck the actual socket that's going to help me get that off, which is 1 3/8 inch SAE. I've had that happen to me before where I had to pull an entire wheel hub and I didn't have the ability to do it. 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch, and another set of 3/8 inch ratchets in here. I have composite. All of them have different grips and different handles, and just able to be used and let somebody use these. And if they grow legs, it's just not that big of a deal. They're not that expensive on Amazon. I can always buy more. I think these are like 72 to 92. So if I'm in a very tight area, then has a nice sound to it. So, and then I keep extra 10 millimeter and 13 millimeter open wrenches in here that I can give to somebody if they need an open wrench. Those are the most common sizes on a vehicle, or 10 millimeter, 13 millimeter, 11 millimeter as well. Last, for the bags which are labeled, it's labeled drill stuff. This is just full of items for which I could use my drills, right? The impact drill or the drill driver. So just different drill bits to make holes in walls. These are mostly used if I'm at someone's house and they want me to help them freaking mount a TV or something like that. Really cheap, not reliable. Fasteners so you can hang stuff up. Have an old Cobalt set that's kind of falling apart in here, but it has a lot of different bits inside. That way, you know, if I'm at a certain place, or if I'm at someone's house or whatever, I know for the most part I'll probably have exactly what I need drill wise. So going along with the fasteners for the, the screws and the Phillips heads and all that good stuff, I keep an entire set of hex bolts in my toolkit as well. It can come in handy for if I lose a bolt or something like that, within my engine bay, maybe I can find something that will work. Some of these are threaded all the way to the top. Some are not threaded all the way to the top. They have spacers. They're 1/4 inch, 5/16, and 3/8 inch. It's about 172 different pieces. So I can try to just rig something up if I'm ever in a pinch. Or like I say, I'm over at someone's house. They need some help with something. Always nice to be able to pull something out. So next to my list of items, I keep a bigger pry bar. This is more of a pry bar that's for breeching. They call this a breeching bar. It's part of a breeching kit. It's a Fat Max Extreme pry bar. So obviously I can pry here, and I can also use this part here. This is primarily going to be used if someone's in a car accident, and then this side is a hammer. It's more of a sledgehammer type action. Somebody's in an accident, I could use this to pry open a door. I can use this to pry open a fence. This is just a really good tool to keep as well. And I've actually used this quite a bit. I've had this thing for probably 10 or 11 years, and it just has not failed me. It's made by Stanley. I don't even know if they make that anymore. But any of this stuff, I'll link up below if I can find it. You can check it out. So I have a bolt extraction set, and for fear that I ever get myself into a strip bolt, I can come down all the way to a 6.35 millimeter, all the way up to a 19 millimeter bolt. If it gets stripped down, hopefully I can grab it, snap it out. It'd be nice to be able to get it out myself than having to rely on waiting for somebody to come and help. So keep that in here as well. So I keep 2 different sets of impact sockets in my truck. One SAE, one is the metric, and I have the larger deep. So the deep socket set is a part of my emergency vehicle kit. I'll link that up below. These are shallow, so these aren't as deep. These are really good though. These are made by Tecton. So these go from 7 to 19 with no skips. So that's really important. This won't work for my truck, 'cause my truck, I think the lug nuts are 21. So this doesn't work for me, but I have used these just recently. Some young kids on the side of the road. They were like in a Honda. They were trying to use, the factory jack. It was working okay, but I was kind of able to get out, zip, help them take off their tire, their rim and tire way faster than them cranking it by hand. So I keep a pair of work gloves in here. So these are mechanics work gloves. These have a lot of dexterity. So when I am out working on my vehicle or whatever, I can still feel what I'm doing. So in my vehicle EDC, you'll see that I have safety goggles. Those safety goggles are in the armrest of my truck. I don't keep them in this toolkit, but if I do need to do some work or something like that, throw those safety goggles on, have the gloves, I'm ready to rock. I keep a 4-inch C-clamp in here. If I ever had to do some type of work where I had to compress something, for some crazy reason I had to do something in regards to my brakes, I got a C-clamp in here. So here's a flashlight that breaks the rule. This is the only flashlight in my entire vehicle EDC, bug out bags, get home bags, any kit I have that breaks my rule for AA or AAA batteries. This is an Olight. I think it's a pin. This is how often I don't even carry this stuff. It's just like a little pin light, right? But I keep it specifically. I like to keep flashlights in different kits so I don't have to search for another one. So you saw my dog bug out kit has a flashlight. My bug out bag has a flashlight. My get home bag has a flashlight. My truck flashlights all over the place. This flashlight I like from Olight. It is rechargeable. I keep the cable nearby. I can charge this in my truck. The reason that I specifically like this one is because it's pretty bright to be so small. For one, the battery lasts a long time, and you can also clip this to a brim of a hat. So if I'm wearing a hat or something like that, I can clip this to a brim of a hat, and it comes with its own headband adapter So boom, you clip the flashlight to it, and now you can use this while you're working on a vehicle. So I got it mostly because it was was a pretty good all-in-one system, and I couldn't really find anything similar to that used AA or AAA batteries. So I went ahead and made the purchase. So I keep a magnetic pickup tool in my truck. You know, if I'm working underneath the hood of my truck and I drop, I think we all hate when we drop crap, but if I drop a bolt or a fastener in the engine bay of my truck, I want to retrieve it because I may need it. Sometimes, you know, you drop some stuff down there and you're like, you know, whatever. But there are times where you need to retrieve it. So I keep this in my truck as well. So I keep just a little bit, I think this is 16 gauge wire in here. And just in case I need, you know, I have some type of electrical failure and I just want to be able to do a quick fix myself. It's always good to have that in the truck. And this is about 3 feet worth. So if I need to make repairs to my horns, compressor, another electrical component, even my subwoofers or something like that, I can make those repairs. So I also keep some Anti-Sieze lubricant in here. You know, you just got done doing a repair or whatever. You might want to put a little bit of this on your bolts and keep things from seizing up. So I keep some of that in the truck. I've had experiences with that in the past when I was a teenager. Not a big fan of it. You saw the wire, the little bit of wire I keep in here. I do keep wire strippers in here if I need to make some repairs. You know, just make sure when you use these, you don't use them on any live wires. So if need be, disconnect your battery. So these things aren't worth much, but wire twists. So in my get home bag, in my other parts of my kit, I have electrical tape, but wire twist may be something that's good as a quick fix just to get you home. So keep some wire twist in the truck. And then once you get back to your garage, you know, you can make that final big fix. So I keep Gorilla Tape in my kit as well. You never know what you're able to simply tape down, whether it be a fender. I was rolling down the road once on my way to Houston, and I had the bug shield on the front of my hood flop up when I was going down the highway. I'm going 70 miles an hour. So I didn't have any more adhesive to freaking glue that thing down. Able to take some Gorilla Tape, strap it down, made it the 2 more hours to Houston. When I got there, bought some adhesive, fixed it, everything was good to go. So kind of similar to the Anti-Sieze to keep metal parts from seizing up. You know, I have some thread blue, some thread locker blue, put this on my boats whenever I'm making some final repairs to kind of keep those from working themselves free. And that's just like a peace of mind type of thing for me. I don't know what I would hammer in my truck, but if I'm at someone's house or something like that, and hammer could always come in handy. So I still have the breaching bar and all that good stuff, but sometimes that's just overkill. Just pull out the little, you know, 12 ounce, 14 ounce hammer. I have a full wrench set from 7 through 22. I do have a few skips, and then I have SAE from 1/4 to 1 inch. I have a couple of skips, but it's just gonna be highly unlikely that I'm underneath my truck, I'm working on my truck, and I'm like, oh no, I need a 14 millimeter open wrench, right? Where I probably can use a socket, but I may be somewhere where maybe I'm at someone's house. Actually, I just pulled this kit out recently to fix someone's toilet where their toilet seat was coming loose, and you know, so this kit came in handy just for something like that. This was really cheap. I think I bought this for like $22 on Amazon. So I was okay with having a few skips and maybe not being the highest quality if it's only going to get used, you know, 2 or 3 times a year. I just need something. I didn't want to get any wrenches that were like flex or that were ratcheting. You know, for me, when I'm away from my garage, you know, the toolbox behind me has an assortment of tools that have different failure points, but if they fail, guess what? Walk back to the toolbox, grab a different kind, and I'm good to go. If I buy, you know, flex head or ratcheting open wrenches or something like that, that's different points of failure, and I just don't want that happening when I'm away from my house. So last but not least, I keep a smaller Tecton 3/8 drive socket set in here. So it comes with the ratchet, it comes with shallow, it comes with deep. It goes from 8 all the way to 19 with no skips. So this is just something good to have with me. It also includes the SAE from 5/16 to 3/4 with no skips. And you have the extensions in here as well. This is the kit that I grab when I'm going to someone's house and I'm working on something. And for me personally, I want to have both impact and, you know, regular sockets in my vehicle, because my impact sockets are a little bit thicker than these the chrome sockets. It's easy to get into those tight places with a regular socket set. And the impact, I mean, if you want to just keep one set in yours, it's fine. More power to you. So that's it. What do you keep in your vehicle, your toolbox EDC? Should I add some stuff? Am I missing some stuff? You know, I've thought about adding a come along to maybe help me in some more emergency situations, because I don't necessarily want to put a whole winch on my truck. But a come along, I've used those things tons of times, especially when I'm trying to get like post holes or post out of the ground if I'm like rebuilding the fence or something like that. Come alongs, those things are great. Thought about adding a come along to my kit and a few other tools to my kit. What do you have in your kit? What am I missing? What should I take away? You know, what's overkill? Leave some comments below. If you're not already a subscriber, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. We like to talk about stuff like this all the time, stuff that maybe will help you out in a pinch, whether that be in an emergency situation or, you know, all the way down the totem pole to like the, you know, apocalypse. And so we just like to talk about man cave type stuff that you can do in your garage. And also hit that like button, lets YouTube know that they should share this with other folks. In the meantime, we will speak very soon when I do a review of the Metabox system. And I hope to see y'all soon, and I'll catch you later.